The night train hums like a low lullaby as you settle by the window, wrapped in a gentle glow. Outside, winter has dressed the valleys in quiet white. Hills lean close, soft and pale, like folded quilts. Pines stand patient and powdered, their branches holding small pillows of snow. You breathe out, and your breath makes a soft oval on the glass, a cloud that blooms and fades like a slow thought coming and going. The carriage is warm and still. The seat shapes to your shoulders, a careful cradle. The lamp over your shoulder is tender and steady, a seashell light that protects the dark rather than pushing it away. Beneath it all, the rails sing their steady song. Hush and hum, hush and hum, an even rhythm that invites your body to loosen and your mind to drift. You draw the blanket to your waist and feel its kind weight, just enough, never much, like a small snowdrift that warms instead of chills. The air smells faintly of wood and wool and winter. A zipper sighs somewhere down the corridor. A page turns. A door finds its latch with a quiet click. These tiny sounds sprinkle the silence without breaking it. They are gentle grains in a soft hourglass, marking nothing urgent and measuring only ease. The train leans into a curve, and you lean with it. A breath to the left, a breath to the right, and back to the middle. You are carried, not hurried. You are guided by lines you do not need to see to trust. Beyond the window, ice plates float on a dark river, each one turning slowly, dignified as a drifting moon. The moon itself follows along, a pale coin sliding through a long pocket of sky. Farm fields lie smooth and still, stitched with stone walls and silver fences. The stones wear white caps, neat and round, as if each one has chosen a snow-soft hat. A lone barn roof, plain, unmarked, keeps a serene slope. No light blazes, yet the whole valley glows. The snow provides its own quiet lantern, and the night allows it. Your cheek meets the cushion. The fabric is fine and friendly, a field of tiny threads that welcome your skin. You let your eyelids hang slightly lower, like curtains resting on their hems. Your jaw loosens, your brow smooths, your palms grow warm beneath the blanket. The motion of the train is a maternal tide, tipping and returning, tipping and returning, a lull that asks nothing of you. Time stretches and softens. Minutes arrive like snowflakes, unhurried, unique, already at ease. Pause. The line enters a wider valley. Pines give way to poplars, tall and slender, their trunks pale as candle wax in the moon. Snow stitches soft lace along their roots. Far off, a clustered hamlet perches on a rise, its roofs rounded by drifts. Two small windows glow not bright, only kind, modest lanterns that say, "Here's a place." A narrow bridge bows over the black thread of the river, its arches as patient as a resting hand. You pass, not to possess the view, but to bless it with your looking. In the blessing there is release. The village recedes, the blessing remains. Snow begins again, first a few small flakes, then more, and then a fine, slow fall. Each flake lands with a silent syllable, and together they write a poem that says only, "Hush." The fence rails wear new edges, the shrubs become mounds, the hillside smooths like cream. The moon slips behind thin cloud and returns as a softer coin, shining through gauze. The train climbs a little. You feel the kind tilt, the tender push. The engine does not strain. It hums with calm strength, like a long, low breath you can follow without effort. You follow, and your breathing lengthens. A fox flickers along the edge of the field, a quick shadow stitched to the snow's seam, and then gone. You do not chase the sight. You let it rest as a single brushstroke in a broad, serene painting. No plot waits behind the trees. No puzzle hides in the dark. There's only this, the slow slide of steel, the soft score of snow, the steady lantern of your breath. The train enters a tunnel, and the sound turns rounder. The carriage hush deepens, as though you are inside a warm woolen coat. Your lamp glows a shade brighter against the dark. The wheels beat a muffled rhythm under the hill, dum-darum, like a heart heard through a scarf. The mountain is close, not crushing. It is a caretaker, a cathedral of stone that holds your passing with measured grace. Your eyelids float, then settle, then float again, as if testing the weight of rest and finding it kind. When the tunnel releases you, the air meets the glass with a faint kiss. Stars scatter above the ridges, small and sure, a sprinkle of silver seeds. You follow a lakeshore where the ice lies like glass, and the moon lays a thin ribbon of light across it, a path you do not have to take. The train keeps to the curve with quiet courtesy, traveling beside the lake the way a friend walks beside you, close enough to comfort, far enough to give space. Pause. You lift your cup, sip warm water, and feel heat bloom in your palms, then drift through your wrists and settle in your chest. Your shoulders sigh. Your breath becomes an easy pendulum. Out and in, out and in. The heater hums a low, even note that knits itself to the lull of the rails. Your thoughts are small cotton seeds now, floating, gentle, free. They land on the soft field of your mind and vanish without leaving marks. If a stray worry wanders in, it looks for a hook and finds none. The seat is smooth, the blanket is busy being warm, the window is cool with kindness. With nothing to grasp, the worry dissolves like a flake on your tongue. You remain. You rest. You ride. The night deepens to a deeper blue. The colors change by slow degrees. Silver to pearl, blue to indigo, shadow to softer shadow. The landscape grows quieter without growing empty. A faint mist lays itself in the river's bends, a silk scarf on a dark dress. The train glides across a trestle, and you feel the gentle pattern of beams under the wheels. Da-dum, 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 a soft echo of your own slow pulse. The valley widens again, and fence posts pass in patient procession, each one capped with a tiny cake of snow. A low wall runs along the field, a dotted line of rounded stones. They are small guardians of silence, wearing white helmets that have never known a war. Your brow smooths. The muscles behind your eyes, those quiet workers, set down their tools and step back. Your jaw loosens, a soft hinge no longer holding words. Your mouth finds the shape of easy breathing. Your chest rises, and your chest falls. The seat supports the shape of your rest. Your hands relax into the blanket, and the blanket relaxes around your hands. Every part of you understands the assignment. Soften, slow, stay. The moon dips, then lifts again, sailing between thin ribbons of cloud. Trees appear and disappear, spruce, fir, a few birches with pale bark shining like small lamps. The wind, high in the pines, is a choir that never needs to be loud to be heard. It sings in syllables of snow and sigh, spacing notes with kindness. You listen without leaning, and the song moves through you the way a stream moves under ice, felt more than heard, known more than seen. Another village, smaller than the first, drifts into view. No figures move, no voices rise. Only two chimneys draw quiet lines into the cold, and a single lamp holds a golden seed of light near a door. You pass as softly as a thought passing through sleep. The houses do not change. The night does not change. Only your seeing changes. The way you receive the scene and release it. You let it be whole. You let it be enough. A slope rises near the tracks, clothed in young pines that carry careful crowns of snow. At the base of the slope, stones sit like a family of round backs. A hare skips across a hollow, small and swift and certain of its path. The stillness here is not empty. It is full of gentle decisions, each flake choosing a place to land, each branch choosing how to hold, each breath choosing how to leave. You choose, too. You choose to be carried. Pause. The carriage enters another tunnel, shorter than the last. Darkness gathers and then parts, as water gathers and parts around a slow boat. Your lamp keeps its patient halo. Your eyelids lower until they're half a veil, and the world becomes a softened painting where edges are kind and corners are round. When the tunnel opens, the open air returns you to a field of stars. They are faithful, but not demanding. They do not insist, they exist. The same is true of you in this moment. You do not strive. You belong. The track now follows a river plain. The water, where it has not frozen, slides like ink through a groove. Thin ice sheets cling to the edges and chatter very softly when they touch. You cannot hear the chatter from here. You imagine it anyway, a porcelain whisper beneath a woolen hush. Snow-laden willows bend, each branch an elegant arc. The train's shadow slides across the white, a dark ribbon that unspools and spools again. A gentle bell sounds far forward, a single note to signal some small thing handled by someone kind. It comes and it goes. The note lands like a pebble in a pond and sends circles through your calm. Those circles widen and slow, and your breath widens and slows with them. Your feet find their favorite angle. Your knees ease. Your shoulders set down the last of their stiffness, as one might set down a bag after a long walk and realize the bag was never heavy, only held too tightly. You let go. If a memory tries to knock, it meets a padded door, and the door is closed, kindly and completely, until morning. The train offers you permission to postpone every story. When the mind grows quiet, the senses take gentle turns. The smell of winter wood, the cool kiss of the window, the cotton weight of the blanket, the low hush of wheels on steel. None of this requires words. None of this needs a name. You are here, and here is simple. Pause. Snow returns in brighter flakes. The moon peeks out and paints the valleys with new silver. Even the tracks gleam, twin ribbons running toward a soft horizon. You picture those ribbons stretching through the world, over bridges, through tunnels, beside lakes and orchards and long, silent meadows. You do not have to travel the whole map tonight. You only follow the next breath, and the next, and the next, each one as complete as a snowfall on a single branch. You rest your temple again and notice the cushion's weave, how it presses a faint pattern against your skin and then forgets it. You think of gentle things that require no effort. A slow morning, a clean sheet, the hush after first snow, the kindness of a warm mug in cool hands. These thoughts are light birds, perching for a moment and flying on, leaving only the ripple of their wings. Your breathing is their sky. The train curves toward a long, low pass. Peaks stand in a layered line, darker at the base, paler at the crown. The pass is a natural door, held open for you by time and patience. You pass through like a whisper through wool. On the far side, the land opens to a wider plain. A brook keeps a clear thread in the center of a frozen field, speaking to itself in careful syllables. The rails hold to their promise, steady lines, faithful guides, silver sentences that say, "We will keep you while you sleep." The plain is broad and bright with frost. Fence posts step past at equal intervals, as calm as breaths. A copse of birches gathers like a small choir, white trunks upright, dark twigs lifted as if catching quiet notes. The sky is a deep bowl, sprinkled with pale sparks. You feel as if you are traveling inside a lullaby that someone wrote for snow and night and you. The heater murmurs. The wheels whisper. The carriage rocks you like a cloud cradle on a patient wind. You curl your toes within the blanket and feel warmth bloom again, like embers under soft ash. Your mouth loosens into a small, unneeded smile. Your eyelids hover, then descend, then hover again, like a feather testing the air before settling. The lamp dims inside your awareness, though it hasn't changed. The window becomes an idea of a window. The night becomes a memory of night. Your breath becomes the only rhythm that matters. You match it to the hush of the rails and feel both widen, like two rivers meeting without haste. A cluster of stones appears beside the track, each one rounded by snow into a friendly shoulder. Beyond them, a slope carries a drift that looks like the curve of a sleeping seal. Small grasses poke through here and there, each with a tiny crystal crown. The moon seems lower now, a lantern ready to hand its watch to dawn, but dawn is still far away and not in a hurry. Time is long and generous here. You have enough of it, and it has enough of you. The train kisses another bridge, wood and iron humming together in a gentle chord. You sense the drop below without seeing it, a soft emptiness where a shallow gorge sleeps. A rustle rises from the pines and passes over the roof with a silken stroke. You imagine snow slipping from a high bough, landing without a sound. You imagine an owl choosing a darker limb and becoming the limb. The way rest becomes you when you stop reaching for it. Pause. If a plan for tomorrow raises its hand, you nod to it with kindness and let it sit at the back of the room. Tomorrow can carry itself when its hour arrives. Tonight belongs to breath and snow and the low lull of steel. Your thoughts are thin as threads. The night is a loom. Your breathing weaves a quiet cloth. It drapes over shoulders, over ribs, over ankles, until you are clothed in calm. The valleys return, more modest, more intimate, as if the world has leaned closer to listen to your slow pulse. A farmhouse roof wears a soft cap. A shed leans gently into its drift. A path curves like a comma beside a door, asking nothing, ending nowhere. You watch, and watching becomes resting again. Each view is a small gift you do not need to keep, because the act of receiving is enough. A bell, far and faint, sounds once more, and the sound slides into silence like a pebble into snow. You notice how quiet contains so many textures: the velvet hush of snowfall, the glass hush of ice, the wool hush of tunnels, the feather hush of breath, the wooden hush of warm walls, the stone hush of mountains, the silver hush of rails. Each hush holds you in different way. Together they make a nest you do not outgrow. Pause. Now you invite a gentle gratitude to gather and glow in your chest, warm as a coal in a calm hearth. You thank the night for its velvet cover and the snow for its soft silence. You thank the stars for patient pinpricks of light and the moon for its silver guidance. You thank the valleys for their wide welcome and the mountains for their steady shoulders. You thank the river for its constant, quiet flow and the bridge for its faithful arch. You thank the rails for their careful lines and the carriage for its kind cradle. Most of all, you thank your own body for breathing, for loosening, for listening, for knowing how to let go. Let that thankfulness widen with each breath. Let it travel to your shoulders and ask them to sink, to your hands and ask them to open, to your jaw and ask it to soften, to the small muscles around your eyes and ask them to rest. Let it move down your spine like a warm brushstroke. Let it fill your belly with steady ease. Let it settle in your feet with friendly weight. Gratitude makes a quiet gravity that keeps you safe and still. The lamp grows gentler inside your thoughts. The window becomes a soft, pale square that floats away on a slow current. The fields fold into one white sheet, smooth and shining. The peaks drift to silhouettes, then to shapes, then to a tender dark that needs no name. The hum of the heater and the hush of the rails merge into one long lull, like a tide that comes and never pulls. Your breath follows, in and out, down and up, slow and slower, soft and softer. You are held. You are warm. You are safe. You are allowed to sleep. Fade now, like snowfall across the stillest field, softer with every sway, slower with every sigh. Let the night keep what it keeps. Let the rails carry what they carry. Let the quiet close like a calm hand around your rest. Drift down, gentle and unbound, into deep, generous sleep. Pause.